What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Barbados Walker. Today we're just going to be driving around. This is a nice semi-tour of Barbados. We'll start at Skymall, the roundabout with the Bossa statue, and from there we're going to go all the way to Speightstown. Right, so we are almost coming up to the roundabout right here. This is around evening time, so there's going to be some traffic on the road. I just want to give you a little glimpse of what it's like to drive in Barbados in the evening. Alright, so if you remember this statue, this is Bossa. It's a statue of a real person who then went on to become one of the national heroes of Barbados. So on the right hand side you can see Skymall. So here we are passing Skymall now. We are not going to be entering Skymall today. If you want to see a video of me inside Skymall, just click the first link in the description below and you will see Skymall. Full tour of Skymall. Alright, I believe this is called the Barbados Highway. I think it extends up to here if I'm not mistaken. Barrow. What's his full name? Errol Walton Barrow. Is also one of the national heroes of Barbados. Great man. Did a lot of things in Barbados. If you go to what's the name of this place? Freedom Park, yes. If you go to the Freedom Park in Bridgetown, you'll also see a little bit about the history of Barbados, and you understand the people that contributed to where Barbados is right now. Some of the key events that shaped Barbados. You can learn it. You can learn all about that in the Freedom Park. And the more you read about the history of Barbados, the more you realize that without significant figures like Errol Barrow, this country would have been a very different place to live in. Very, very different. So we are grateful for men like him, and we hope that they inspire the future generation. And we hope that teachers are still going to be teaching what they have done so that future generation can stay inspired. Alright, this is one thing I like about Barbados that you don't find in many countries. On a very important highway like this, in many countries, you're generally going to see concrete everywhere. High-rise buildings, concrete, pavement, cement everywhere. But in Barbados, you see a lot of greenery, natural vegetation. Trees, palm trees, coconut trees, grass. Everything is just nice and beautiful and natural. So even when you're on the highway like this, you are still in touch with nature. This is not an artificial what do you call it? An artificial, we are just putting this plant here or including this thing there. These are trees that are, some of them are probably as old as the country itself, and the highways and the cities were built around them, and many of them were planted specifically so that they can be part of this entire atmosphere. So they are not just artificial plants for show or for decoration or whatever. They are real trees. They are real trees, all of them, every single one of them. And that's something that is very, very nice about Barbados. It has a very nice balance between civilization, modernization, and also nature. Many countries do an extreme of one of the other. Either the country is very concrete, or very bush, green. So you find countries where they have a lot of vegetation, but then the roads are so bad, or maybe they have good roads and then they kill off all the plants. And many times it's countries like that that like to tell other countries, oh, save your plants, don't cut down trees, don't do deforestation. Meanwhile, they have killed all their own trees and all their own plants, and they now want to be the climate police, telling other countries how to run their affairs. Barbados has a sweet balance where it benefits from both sides. Okay, we are coming up to Warrens now. Warrens is known as the financial capital of Barbados. So you see banks, financial institutions. This is where a lot of business activities take place. So over there right in front of us, we have the Dome Mall. I think I have a video of the Dome Mall as well. I'll leave a link so that you can check it out. We also have Massy stores, one of the Massy stores on the other side. And you can easily get buses from here as well, going into Bridgetown, going into some parts of the country, going different places. Right. So Warrens is a very bubbling place. It's almost as bubbling as Bridgetown actually, but doesn't have as many establishments. It's not as big, but you see a lot of cars, a lot of people, a lot of interactions going on. It's a nice place to come and look at if you come to Barbados. Come to Warrens. There are restaurants. There's a very nice Chinese restaurant here as well. It's called Ho Kwong. It's in the Dome Mall. Go to the Dome Mall, find the Ho Kwong Chinese restaurant. It's the only Chinese restaurant in the Dome Mall, and it is the best Chinese restaurant in Barbados. So you go there and you enjoy yourself. You can also go to Massy, do some shopping. You can also go to the Ace hardware store, buy your hardware. You can print here, you can photocopy, you can buy clothes. There's so many things to do here in Warrens. There are other nice restaurants. You can eat steak. There are nice vegetarian meals as well. You can eat so many things. Of course, a popular place won't be complete without Chefette in Barbados. So Warrens also has Chefette, and its favorite competitor KFC. Warrens has both Chefette and KFC. So there are also Seoul gas stations. So when you come to Barbados, many of the shops are going to close around what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, many of them. Some places It may go up to 10, but it's very rare to see shops that stay up to 10 or 12 in the night. However, most of the Seoul gas stations, I think there are only 1 or 2 that are not 24 hours, but most of them are 24 hours open. So if you come to a Seoul gas station at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it's still open, which means if in the middle of the night you find out, maybe you just landed in Barbados and it's the middle of the night and you don't have anything to eat and you're looking for where to buy something, all the stores are going to be closed except Seoul gas station. All right, so if you land in Barbados around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., unfortunately many of the places will be closed, but you can go to Seoul gas station. What can you buy in Seoul? Well, you can buy bread, you can buy ramen. They sell food, real cooked food. You can buy pasta, you can buy chicken, you can buy hot chocolate, you can buy a lot of things, and you can eat and you can be happy. If you flew all the way from the US or UK or Canada and you forgot your toothpaste, you can buy it there. You can buy bottle of water, you can buy drinks, you can buy anything, many things. Obviously, they are not going to sell they don't sell SIM cards, they don't sell phones, they don't sell, there are a couple of things that you wouldn't expect to see there, but those are not emergency things. For example, you can wake up tomorrow morning and go and buy them in town, in Bridgetown, or in a bigger shop, or at Warren's, for example, if you live closer to Warren's. But those things that you will need at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., food, basic things, toiletries and stuff like that, and drinks, you can get them at Seoul. So that's fun thing that you should know. Alright, so this is the Welch's area, the roundabout we just passed. This area is Welch's, and they're building a new kind of complex mall situation here. I don't know exactly to call it. I can see courts, I can see abeds, and there are a couple of stores here. So when they are done, or when it's at least ready enough, I will go and make a video about the area and tell you guys what I think about it, my impression, what they sell there, and give you a general estimate of what you can expect. Okay, but it's not ready yet, so no video about it yet. Okay, so we can go straight here, or we can turn left. I'm going to turn left and we'll enter the St. James area, and we'll go to the west coast side of the island on our way to Speightstown. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. Is it? I've heard some people call it Speightstown, as if they're saying spice as in food condiments, spices. That's one pronunciation I've heard. I've heard Speightstown, as if the person is going to space, spaceship. That's another pronunciation. I've heard Speightstown, like a spitball, Speightstown. So please, let me know the pronunciation so that I don't have to use 3 pronunciations every time I'm describing it to someone. Because normally I would say, oh, you can get it in Speightstown, Speightstown. And I would say 2 or 3 pronunciations so that whichever one is the correct one, at least I've said it once the person will understand what I'm saying. So here, this is more residential area. These on the right hand side and the left hand side are all houses, and there isn't much going on here in terms of commercial activity or whatever. They're just small stores. There's a church, there's I think it's a primary school, an open field where people can play sports and exercise. Many places in Barbados have that, the open fields for sports. But because this is residential area, you'll just generally see families, small shops, and things that the people around here need, not necessarily big business buildings. But it's a very good road to cut across the island, go from the middle of the island to the west coast, or get from the west coast to the middle of the island. So if you live on the west coast, for example, and you want to get to Warrens, the normal route people take is to go to Bridgetown and then get a bus to Warrens, back to Warrens. But you don't have to do that, you see. You can just follow this road, and in less than 5 to 10 minutes you'll be at Warrens, rather than going all the way to the southern part of the island and then coming back again and spending close to an hour or more. Alright, so we're about to get to the west coast side. This person makes a lot of statues. You can rewind the video and you'll see there are a lot of statues there. You can buy from him. I haven't discussed with him what the prices are, but they should be reasonable considering the other prices in Barbados. I mean, once you have a baseline understanding of prices in Barbados, you can estimate what anything would cost. In general, think about what it costs in the US, and it would be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 times the cost here. In a reasonable city in the US, obviously. If you're from the center of New York, where everything is most extravagantly expensive, then the prices here will probably be much cheaper than you're used to. But if we take a reasonable average of what it costs in cities in the US, then prices here are about 1.5 to 2 times, because you have to factor in a couple of things, right? Many of the things that are sold here are not produced here, so they have to be shipped in, and that affects the cost, and then they have to be cleared from customs, and then there's a 17.5 VAT added to it, and then you have to think about the salesperson's, the shop owner's profit. So all of those things factor into the cost. Alright, so we are now at the west coast. This road comes all the way from Bridgetown, and it leads all the way to Speightstown. In fact, you can stay on this road and circle the entire island. We've made a video on that, but we made that video in the evening and we finished the journey in the night, and I haven't done a second video during the day, so that is still to come. If you want to see us go around the island and maybe take the camera out and actually do stuff because it's daylight, then comment below and we'll get that video up. The reason the other video was very short, because the other video we went around the island in just about 3 hours, was because we just drove around the island. We didn't come down and look at key parts of the island as we were driving. We just basically stayed in the car the whole time and went around. But if you want a much longer video where we look at key parts and we say, okay, this place is this place is that, you can visit here, this is where this happened, like a little tour of the outskirts of the island, the edges of the island, then that video will need to be during the daytime, and I think it will be much more interesting. This is a very nice part of Barbados, that the trees make a kind of canopy, and here is very cool. No matter how hot Barbados is, if you come to this area, place is very cool. So we're around the whole town now. I don't know whether we've actually entered whole town, but this is the area. I did a video on the massive stores at whole towns, so that's where we are getting to right now. And this place is really beautiful. Many of these places are hotels that you can book and stay at, and they are quite luxurious, and they have very nice amenities, and you feel treated like a king when you live in here, right? So if you want that finer touch of Barbados and you want to experience the oomph of Barbados, you can come and stay at one of these places here on the west coast and let your money pamper your back with nice goodies. Okay, so up here there are a couple of restaurants on the right hand side, and still more places to stay and hotels and resorts on the left hand side, and we are about to reach massive. So on this side, on the right hand side, I can't show you right now because of the way the camera is positioned, but you have a couple of shops here. I think I should come back here and make a video. And it feels like it's there for the people who live around here. Maybe if you're tired of the fantastic experience that you're receiving at the hotel and you just want a normal Barbados experience that is not always 5-star level, you just want a normal everyday experience, then you can come out here and eat what the people eat and drink what the people drink and enjoy Barbados, normal Barbados. I think that's why these are positioned here, because many of the hotels actually have everything. So it's possible for you to come to Barbados and eat and drink and have fun and all of that without even leaving the hotel. So that's really 5-star experience. I don't know if the hotels themselves are 5-star hotels, but they're really nice. You can watch videos about them and people that have visited them on YouTube. I don't have any videos like that, but if you want me to make a video like that, then let me know. Maybe after several months of savings, I can afford to stay in one of them for a week. Because I mean, it won't be a good experience if I just book one day. That won't make sense. We need to stay there for at least a week. And then I'll tell you, on Monday I ate caviar at the 5-star restaurant. On Tuesday I ate lobster with creme de la creme. On Wednesday, I had sparkling water. and so on and so forth. Alright, so we're just passing Massey now. Whole Town Massey. And I have a video on Whole Town. I eventually, if I do this Barbados Walker for about 2 years, I'm going to have a video of everywhere in Barbados, such that if you watch Barbados Walker videos and you come to Barbados, you will be able to be a local tour guide for citizens of Barbados. And I mean that. The reason I mean that, oh, this is one of the historical sites. Before I continue, this church you're looking at here is one of the historical sites in Barbados. It's a very old church. There is one church, I don't know if we have passed it or we are going to pass it soon. I think we haven't passed it yet. It is literally the oldest church in Barbados. That church is very impressive. In the second house I lived in Barbados, my landlord was actually baptized in that church, and that's how I knew about it. So the churches in Barbados, they're very nice. They're from, many of them are from old times, like the 1900s, probably even earlier than that, 1800s, 1700s. And if you look at the architecture, if you're into the architecture stuff and the history and all of that, it's very nice to look at it, and you'll notice a lot of things that they did. Okay, there's the church on the left hand side. I believe this is it. Oldest church in Barbados. Alright, moving on. I think it has a better, you can look at it better if you're coming from the other side, because that's where you see the signs and the building. But from this side we mostly saw just the fence. Okay, so we're on the road that is going to take us all the way to Speightstown, like I was saying. On the right hand side here, somewhere in here, I think that's around where this car in front of me is going, or maybe it's a different road, I'm not too sure. But on the right hand side there, somewhere there's a golf course, and you can actually play golf. Now you see, the only thing I know about golf is that you hit a ball very hard and it flies into a hole. How to count the points, what each stick, I think they're called clubs, what each club is called, the names, how to count the points, none of that. I know none of that. So in order for me to truly appreciate watching a golf video, I will have to first learn the rules of golf, learn some of the important players in golf. I mean, Tiger Woods went very viral, and he's very famous for being one of the greatest club players, golf players. But you see, when I hear that Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo is famous for playing football, I understand why they are famous for playing football, because I understand football and I understand the skill involved in it. I understand how hard it is because I play football. I know a lot about football. So when they say they are famous and you see them play, you understand exactly what made them famous. But when they say Tiger Woods is famous for playing golf, and you know nothing about golf, and you watch him play golf, you just see him hitting the ball the way everybody else hits the ball. And like, so what did he do differently? Why is he so great? So that's the thing. I think you need to know at least a significant amount of something for you to truly appreciate the people who are good at that thing. And that's one of the reasons why I want to learn a lot of things, because when you learn a lot of things or about a lot of things, you realize that the people who are good at those things are really, really good. Like, you have no idea how impressive it is to be able to speak 3-4 languages until you try to learn a language as an adult. And then you realize, for somebody to have done that 3-4 times and succeeded 3-4 times, 3 different languages, 4 different languages, this person is really impressive. Alright, so this reggae bus that we just passed, or the yellow bus, is probably coming from Speightstown. That means we are getting close. That means what? It means that we are getting close. We are getting close. There's a fish market. What we just passed is a fish market. There's another fish market close, it's around St. James or something. Yeah. Oh, that's one of the... Oh, look at this sign. So, Speightstown will pass Charles Duncan O'Neill Highway. Alright. This is the highway we are on when we're going to Speightstown. So, like I was saying, that's one of the things that I still don't really understand in Barbados. I feel like I have to look at the map very long and try to figure it out and memorize it so that I don't have this problem moving forward. But I know the general area that we are. My problem is I don't know when we enter the general area, the new general. Like, I don't know when we pass from whole town to the next place, or to when we leave Bridgetown and when we've entered the next place. Because I mean, if you're at the center of somewhere, you know where you are. Like, if you're in Christchurch, you know you're in Christchurch. Oysters is Christchurch. But where does Christchurch end and St. Michael begin? Exactly where does that happen? And St. Thomas, exactly where does that happen? St. George. Get the point I'm making? In it. So when you're in the middle, you know you're in the middle. But when you're at the edge, how do you know when you're crossing into the next parish or into the next village or area or whatever? That is something I have to spend a lot of time with the Barbados map so that I can figure out once and for all. And so when I'm doing one of these drive-throughs with you, I can tell you at this specific tree, St. Michael ends right under this tree, and after this tree is Christchurch, and I can say that with full confidence. Alright, on your left hand side, almost everywhere is a beach, one beach or the other. So if you want to see a whole lot of beaches, just come to the west coast of Barbados and drive to any length and then just go left and you are at a beach. It will have a different name a different number of people at the beach. I don't know what this bicycle guy was doing. That anyway. Right, so like I was saying, so you'll find a whole lot of beaches. Obviously, you will have maybe fewer or less popular beaches on the east side. I don't know if they have a lot of beaches there. I haven't been there, but they're not as popular as the ones on the west and south of Barbados. So you see a lot of signs on poles, like this one that's coming up now. You see an arrow pointing and it says to beach, so you can just go to the beach. There's so many of them. Okay, I don't know where this is, but it seems important. St. Peter's Bay. I don't know what happens here. I don't know if it's a hospital or a government building or what is it? Luxury resort and residences. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. It looks very like what do they call it? This old antique. Oh, was it old money? That's what I was looking for. It looks very old money, rich, luxury. And I looked inside the area and it looked so nice. That's probably one of the places where they give you the 5-star experience that I was talking about. We're at Speightstown. So from here, moving forward, is the legendary Speightstown. Isn't that fantastic? If you know why this place was named Speightstown, please comment below and let me know, because I don't know. Was there a king named Speight's and this was named in honor of him? I know in the Caribbean when they name something Georgetown, it's generally because of King George. I don't know if the same thing applies to Speightstown. Maybe. Who knows? Alright. And how do you know that you're in a popular place or a big city or a place where a lot of activity happens in Barbados? How do you know? Pop quiz. I told you earlier when we were driving. The simple answer is you're going to find a chefette and its favorite competitor, KFC. Usually. Many places have only chefettes. KFC is not there. But Speightstown, I'm happy to announce to you, has both. Here we have KFC and chefette. So we know this place is bubbly. I can't tell you much about here because my whole stay in Barbados, I've visited here just about maybe 5 times or so. Once I was looking for a house here to rent. Once I came here, there's some really nice restaurants here. Of course, you pay money and then you get treated like a king. But if you have the money, the reason I say you pay money is because they're not the same prices of like the normal restaurants you see in Barbados. They're nice restaurants, fancy restaurants. But if you come here, I guarantee you the experience you get, beautiful. Their pizza is next level. This is the first place I actually had sparkling water and I felt incredibly silly, because I tell you most solemnly, sparkling water is worse than normal water. Don't drink. I'm just kidding. But I didn't like the sparkling water. There are some people that like sparkling water. I think they're all lying to us. Anybody that tells you likes sparkling water is lying to you. I need proof. I need a signed document with your government issued ID card and a sworn affidavit in the court of law to show that you like sparkling water genuinely, and an oath signed by your priest or pastor proving it. Because the water just tastes a little bit salty or something. I don't know. I don't know why people like it. Maybe I'll grow to like it eventually. Who knows? I saw something online that says how you know you're getting richer is when you start liking sparkling water. When you start having a taste for sparkling water. It shows that your bank account is getting, more voluptuous. I don't know. If you drink sparkling water and you like sparkling water, comment below and tell me why you like it better than just normal bottled water. Why? Is it the fizziness that you like? Is it the saltiness? Or maybe I just drank cheap sparkling water and that's why it was salty-ish in my mouth. Maybe. Okay, so this is the farthest I've ever been to in Speightstown, except when I was driving around the island. So I don't know what is here, but it looks like it's mostly maybe residential buildings and stuff. Okay, maybe. So I guess this is a good place to end the video. We've reached Speightstown. Look at this huge